All right, I'm back. This is all the important aspects of being a personal trainer. And this is from going back to reading my notes of ACE and reading the book, working with the LA Fitness trainers, shadowing them, and just watching videos, researching all the information that I was able to like put it everything in one spot. When you're doing cardio tests, you can use the bike and you can also use the talk test. Like in my case at LA Fitness, we have the clients warm up. They can do 10 to 20 minutes of cardio and elliptical at a treadmill or at a bike or anything that has to do with cardio, just so they can get warmed up. And but this I got from the book, because again, this is the category of cardio tests, using the ventilatory threshold test, which is the talk test, and then run test or step test, bike, walking, step test, or the running. The lordosis, and says what helps is strengthening the abs, hip extensors, do stretch hip flexors, and strengthen the erector spinae. Okay, what influences exercise adherence? Attitude, which is big because some people just don't like the gym, don't like working out. And I always say this to everyone: find something that you enjoy and that you will stick to it. Like for me, I don't really like cardio. I always like to do mostly like yoga, Pilates or weight training. I do enjoy lifting weights, but I never liked cardio. So finding what works for you. Like I remember when I did Zumba for the first time. I'm also a certified Zumba instructor, but when I did Zumba for the first time, it was fun because you were like dancing and then like you hear the music and it was a lot of fun. And you're like, oh my God, am I doing cardio? Like I didn't even know. And then an hour passes by and you're already done and you already did your cardio. So I enjoy that. Even though I'm not teaching Zumba right now, but I love dancing. But that worked for me. Like, but at the same time, I can also go for a run with my dogs. I don't like running by myself, but I enjoy running with my dogs because I know that they're also getting a workout and I'm getting a workout. And like, it's just like, I don't know, a time to be with them and just enjoying that time with my dog. So I do like that. So I think motivation is huge. When I was studying for the ACE personal trainer certification, there was a part in the book that said like people don't really like working out. Like people that you're gonna be training do not want to be there. And that's, in a way, that's sad because and I can understand that too. It's sad because you're like, how can you not like being in the gym, right? But then there's people that enjoy that and there's people that don't. I remember when I was like younger, I like to work out outside mostly. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the machines, but I'd rather do like maybe some dumbbells at home. And then I was like, let's go hiking, let's go outside, and just like let's go do things outside. I even enjoy doing yoga outside in like nature. I enjoy bringing the dumbbells and do them outside and just get a workout like outside. But at that time I didn't like the gym, and this was when I was probably like 19, and I was like, oh, like I felt like I was forced to go to the gym, and like I don't know. But now I enjoy being in the gym environment, so I understand that part, and so it's I don't know, just working out with my mom especially, I feel like I need to push her a lot. So attitude is huge because you need to find what works for you and what you like to do. Exercise history. So what influences exercise adherence? Attitude. Exercise history, like what have you done in the past? Like for me, I've been active all my life since I was little. Like I think I did gymnastics for a few months, but then I was also in a fitness class that my mom put me in. I wanted to learn how to like be more flexible, how to do like a split, and my mom put me with this lady. She just taught like I think aerobics, but at the end, I did aerobics, but at the end she would like just teach me how to stretch. And then I was also in the dance team in my school since I was like what, like 7. So I'm so used to being like active that for me not being active is like torture. Like I just feel so lucky that and you should feel lucky too, to just be able to walk, to run, to be active, to move. And I'm just moving all the time. So that's like exercise history. But what if you're working with a client that has never worked out ever, or like doesn't enjoy being active, that just likes to be sitting? So that's like big. Like everybody comes from different backgrounds. Health status. Okay, this is talking about like in what position is your client, like are they in good health, or are they in bad health? You're gonna see me talk a lot about my mother because I feel like I've been training her even before becoming a personal trainer, because I've always pushed her to be more active. You know, she's getting older and she's the type of person that doesn't like to work out much. Like, it doesn't happen naturally. You know, like I have to like say her like, hey, let's go work out, because she doesn't come to me and like say, or like, oh, you know, like, you know how to work out, or let's do this, let's do dance, let's do fitness. Like, she knows I know a lot, but she just doesn't take advantage of that, and it is because she doesn't like to work out. So yeah, like when she's like sick, or when her like arm started to hurt out of the blue. She had a surgery on the arm, and then her arm started to hurt here and she couldn't pick things up. Whenever she was doing like a dumbbell workout, she would be like struggling, and she would be like, oh, it hurts. But it's not only that, it's also like the fact that sometimes her knee would hurt, and then she would feel like she doesn't want to work out no more. And then it's also the mental part, that she was just like, oh, I'm tired. Like, every time we would set foot in a gym, she would be like, okay, yeah, let's work out. And then after that, she would be like, I'm tired, let's go. And I'm like, you know, like, we just got here. So okay, so that's that. And social support. Now, social support is very important. Like, you want to tell your clients that it's important to tell everyone in their family that they're going to be working out, and that they are going to need that social support. It's just to motivate them, and so they can feel like, my daughter is telling me to work out, or like my husband's telling me to work out, or my dad, my mom, whoever is going to like support you is going to be very important for exercise adherence. And access to a facility. So yeah, if you're really far away from the gym, it's going to be hard for you to stick to the program. So it's better for clients to be closer to a gym, and even to have like a gym bag in their car, so they don't like, you know, say, oh, like I have to go back home. Maybe it's better for you to go work out after work, you know, and that, if that works for you. If you like to wake up early in the morning, go work out in the morning. If you're like me, I like to work out at night. Not at night, but like 7 or 8. Like, if I'll be working like Monday through Friday job, I enjoy working out like at that time in the afternoon, maybe after taking a nap. Becoming active is a lot about finding who you are, like what works for you, because what works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. Exercise intensity and injury. We talked about exercise history. So injury, like I said, my mom has trouble exercising because of her arm, and she has trouble because of her knee. So, but again, do not let that stop you. Like, let's say someday, you know, like you wake up with arm pain. Okay, like do your other arm, or like do legs, you know, that day. Or sometimes you wake up with like knee pain. Okay, like do your upper body. Like, do not let that stop you. Or let's say you have foot pain. Yes, like that's fine, but then like, you know, do something that is not damaging the body part that is already hurting, but do not let that stop you. Like, do not let that stop you. Like, finding ways to keep working out. Like, let's say going to the pool, right? Very low impact, very good for your joints, you know. So that's like, if you cannot run, okay, do something else with the upper body. If you cannot do something with the upper body, do something with your lower body, but do not stop moving, because the body was made to move. We are not meant to be sedentary, and being sedentary is like you're smoking. So that's how bad it is. So when it comes to exercise intensity, ACE does say that if you are working with a client and you're extremely intense, there's a big chance that that client will not come back to you. It depends on the client too. Like, some clients like intense workouts, but some clients don't. Like, get to know your client and see what works for them, and if it's like too intense for them, they're not gonna come back. When I get a crazy workout and I go home and I feel sore the next day, that's fine, because I even enjoy the soreness. Something I think is weird is that when I had a belly surgery, it felt like I did so many abs, and then like, you know, like just like comparing that, but it was not like an enjoyable feeling. And then I remember that when I would do ab work after the surgery, or even before surgery, and this is just because I had fibroids, so it doesn't have to do anything with like a liposuction just to look good. No, it was very similar, like the pain from like doing ab work the next day, and then the pain from the surgery. It was very similar, but I did not enjoy the pain from the surgery, even though it was similar. Like, you might think that like, of course it's gonna be different because it was surgery. No, like, it was the same pain, and I can say that, well, very similar pain, but you enjoy the pain from a workout. Like, but if you do not like that, like, if, let's say you work out with a client, and then the client the next day cannot even sit. Like, what I found funny is that when you work out your legs, it's funny that you cannot even like go to the restroom, right? Because you're like, oh, my legs are like killing me. But it's just part of it. And like, some people enjoy that. Like, I enjoy the soreness. I don't know, but I'm just weird like that. But I enjoy the soreness, and and some people don't. So just get to know your client. If they want to like have workouts that they're not that sore the next day, you know, that's fine. If they don't even care about being sore, they want to get a good workout, just keep working them like that, you know. But it just depends on the client. And then to prevent unbalanced muscles always need to be strengthened on all the opposing muscles. So let's say if you're working quads, make sure that you're also working your hamstrings. And this everybody knows, but I remember my brother when he was a personal trainer, I think he told me that that there was like, he would always hear like girls saying, oh, I want to have just a big butt and big legs, and then I don't want to work anything on the upper body. So you do hear that a lot, but you cannot do that. Like that would be also me when probably when I was younger and I didn't know anything about weight training. Like you just feel like, okay, working out, like I can make my own body and like however I want to have it. Every girl wants to have that, like a small waist, big booty, and big legs, but you need to work your upper body as well. So there should be you know, a balance. All right. Oh, so here is saying the gastrocnemius and the anterior tibialis, quadriceps and hamstrings, erectus spinae and rectus abdominis. This is just saying like which ones are the opposing muscles. Okay, so for muscle endurance, do shorter periods of rest because the goal is to do a repetitive use. If we don't do weight training, we lose 3 pounds of muscle every 6 years or 5 pounds of muscle per decade. So that's kind of scary. That is scary. If in a squat the knees move inward, the gluteus medius and gluteus maximus are weak. And you will see that a lot. Like a lot of people do not know how to do a squat. I haven't noticed that, but then since I started shadowing the trainers at LA Fitness, I realized like, I was like, oh my god, a lot of people cannot do a regular squat. So, and that's normal, you know, so they need to start doing those squats, you know, like tapping the booty and the box and then coming up. So that's just the best way to learn how to do a squat. Conditions that affect exercise are asthma, diabetes, a hernia, a heart murmur, and cardiovascular disease. All right, so this one is kind of like important to me because I was told that I had a heart murmur, and this was probably 8 years ago. But then the doctor said like, don't worry about it, because I was like, oh my god, like I have a heart murmur, and he was like, don't worry about it. And then nothing has happened, but I always felt like whenever I do cardio, I just feel a lot of pressure on my chest. So I don't know if you're like watching this video and you know about heart murmurs and how they affect exercise, or how exercise affects a heart murmur, let me know, because my doctor just said like, you're good, like don't worry about it right now. But I was told, I was diagnosed with a heart murmur. I was like, maybe that's why, you know, I get all the pressure and like pain sometimes when I work out. I don't know if that has to do with that. And just so you know, when I was doing my dance bachelor's degree, I had to take a kinesiology class, and my teacher had on one of the questions for a quiz that the heart grows with cardio. Like the more you do cardio, your heart is gonna grow. Of course, it's not gonna grow big, but it is a muscle. So the heart grows and it gets strengthened by the cardio that you do. So which is very interesting, because that was a question that I got wrong. I was like, the heart doesn't grow. And then she explained, she was like, you know, it is a muscle, and the heart, it will grow, not a lot, but it will grow, and it will get strengthened by doing cardio. That's interesting. Okay, when doing a squat, if the knees initiate the squat, it shows that there's a quadriceps dominance. Okay, step tests are not good for short people, and you know that once you see a lot of trainers do it with the clients. Again, this is my first time shadowing personal trainers, and this is my first time just seeing, you know, what it's like to be a personal trainer. I'm not a personal trainer yet. I'm certified by ACE, but one thing is just to know all this, and another thing is to look and realize like, oh, this is why they're saying this, or like understanding, you know, why things are like that. Or if you do it by yourself, like if you do it in your own body. So one thing that the trainers did mention is like, never teach a client whatever you don't do, because it's very important for you to do that exercise and feel it in your body and then show it to them. It's not good to, like, let's say if there's a machine that you don't use and then you want to show it on a client and like make the client do it. Don't do that. Like, you need to do the machine first and then show it to the client. Like, you need to experiment that. Okay, so make sure you ask what has kept you from achieving goals in the past. Okay, that's important because you need to get to know your client and what has stopped them from achieving their goals. The effects on exercise on dyslipidemia reduces LDL levels, which is the bad cholesterol. Muscles shorten in as little as 2 to 4 weeks. Aerobic and resistance training have a positive influence on blood pressure. The contraindication for hypermobility is stretching, so don't stretch if you have a lot of hypermobility. To help with adherence to a program, the client has to know how important is social support. They need to tell friends and family to be supportive because it'll help them with motivation to stick to the program. Men tend to adhere better to exercise than women. That's crazy. Because I feel like women also like to exercise, but I don't know. I don't know. When exercise is too vigorous, dropouts happen more. Also, if a client gets injured, they can drop out too. Give feedback, but also let the client give herself feedback. Use feedback to adjust and reestablish goals. Set short-term goals. Goals need to be revisited on a regular basis. That's true. Personal trainers should be friendly in order to build trust. They should set SMART goals to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Personal trainers should talk about the benefits of working out and how a sedentary life is as bad as smoking. I already said that. Yeah, I remember that. Exercise helps heart disease and more. Now that's important because if I would have had that when I used to go to the gym, if somebody would have like said like, look, working out, you know, it strengthens your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, you're becoming stronger, your bones are becoming stronger, you have better posture, like just all the benefits, you know, like your hormones, everything. Like I would be like, wow, like coming to the gym is good. But then if someone doesn't tell you that, and if you're just like, oh, I have to be here in the gym just because my doctor told me, probably it's gonna be hard, you know. Like, so always tell your clients the benefits of being in the gym, and even like working on a machine or working on an exercise. Like, why are you doing this and how is it gonna benefit you? Make a handout explaining the benefits of exercise and what it prevents, you know, because exercise can prevent a lot of things. Like I heard once that if doctors can give exercise in a pill, like in a pill, it will be the most prescribed pill in the world. That's how crazy. That's how crazy it is. Always praise clients and be positive, motivate them, talk about what they can do outside the gym to stay fit. And that's true. Just being fit is hard. Like eating healthy is hard. You know, going to the gym, working out, going outside for a run is hard. So always make it easier for your client. Talk about what they can do outside to stay fit. Like talk about like, you know, what foods they can eat. So if they want to gain weight or if they want to lose weight. So just try to help them out. Like I feel like, you know, being a teacher, since I'm a teacher, I feel like, you know, it is a big responsibility, you know, taking care of the kids. But then being a personal trainer is also a big responsibility. You're taking care of these adults that they're coming to you because they need the help, and you have to like just try to give the best of you and try to help them, like whatever they need, whatever their goals are, try to help them reach them. Okay, let clients know that feeling pain, fatigue, or no motivation is normal. And it's temporary. Sometimes it could be temporary. Like for me, like I said, there was a time when I was going to the gym and I was so unmotivated. I was like, oh, I just don't want to be here. It's normal and it's gonna go away. The point is that you're there. You went to the gym. Personal trainers should increase the self-efficacy of the clients. They can have the power to increase their success. Yes. So always help them be more independent in their fitness journey. Personal trainers should introduce different activities to see what clients enjoy and keep it fun too. I like variety and I get bored easily. Even as a yoga instructor, I try to bring new poses to just keep it fun, you know. You want to make it fun. Like, I don't know, people get bored. I get bored. Like, if you get bored, why wouldn't your clients get bored? So yeah, make it fun. Let the client know that being late will affect the workout time. That's huge. Have the gym bag in the car is a good idea. Say that to your clients. Like I said, you know, if you have everything ready, you're like ready to go, after work, I don't know, after doing anything else, you're like, okay, I just have my gym back there. Making less excuses for not working out. Cardio should be done 30 to 60 minutes a day, especially if you're trying to lose weight. It's recommended to do 150 minutes of moderate intensity per week or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity per week. And that will be 3 sessions of 25 minutes each week. All right, so this goes for people that maybe don't have enough time or that they're very busy. Like, you can do like vigorous workouts for less amount of time. So that's good. Causes of low back pain are obesity, sedentary lifestyle or inactivity, or unbalanced core, or a weak core. The body needs to be straightened first, then strengthened. That's important. This also reminds me, for a beginner that has never worked out, don't go straight to using weights. Make sure that it's straightened first, meaning that the body is ready to go, and then adding weights. Don't give weights to a client that is not even with the form right. Jogging or running can cause knee injuries. That's true. Like I said, I like running with my dogs, and sometimes I do get pain on my knee, but just getting good shoes. I jog more than run, so I don't really run as much, but I try to jog more. But getting good shoes, because remember, the health of your foot is gonna affect the health of your knee, and your knee is gonna affect your hips. So everything is connected. So just make sure that you have good shoes. Okay. To prevent muscle imbalances, all major muscles need to be trained: quadriceps, hamstrings, erectus spinae and rectus abdominis, gastrocnemius and anterior tibialis. Okay, we already talked about that. It will prevent injury, so that's important. It's not only oh, I want to work my legs or my butt. You need to make a balanced workout because it's gonna prevent injury. Weight training decreases low back pain, arthritis, improves mental health. Yes. I remember a time where I had anxiety and I started working out more. I started doing a lot of cardio just to get more endorphins and increase my serotonin, and it helped me. There was a book that it said exercise is as powerful as Prozac, and that's true. If a client had surgery within the last year, he or she should work closely with their doctor and physical therapist. So just be aware of those clients that have had surgery within the last year. A hernia is a contraindication for weightlifting. Ask a doctor to get clearance. Don't do Valsalva maneuver. Work on breathing while lifting. Give clients a range of reps. Do 10 to 12 reps and see how much they can do and watch their form. It's only good to go up to 15 reps. Don't do more than that. Don't go to 20 reps. Just keep it at 15. Don't focus on the first set if it's hard or not, because usually first sets with weights are easy. The last sets are harder, like the third or fourth set. Always ask clients if they're ready for the next set, because they might look like they're ready, but ask them, maybe they're too tired. So ask if they rested enough, go to the next set, but make sure that you are in continuous communication with your client. If you see the client not going down smoothly with the weights, they're not going through full range of motion. So maybe that means that the weight is too much. Clients should come to the gym at least 4 to 5 days a week. That's important. When doing ropes, and these are the battle ropes, don't use momentum if you want to work only on the arms. So if you want to work on the arms, just stay there and just do your arms. But if you do want to work on the whole body, the cardio aspect, do bounce and use momentum. So add a little bit bounce. But if you just want to do the arms, just stay there and just do arms. Okay. RDLs. While doing the RDLs, keep your chest high, the knees is slightly bent, back is straight, and you can do the warm-up, maybe an 8 count with lighter weight, and then do heavy weight with more reps. But that's important, just so your body's getting ready and you prevent injury. As the client goes down, make sure to go down slow, and if he or she goes fast, it means that the weight is too heavy on the RDLs. When doing full body workouts, focus on each body part first. So let's say, for example, if you're doing leg exercises, just do all the leg exercise. Then if you're doing core, do all the core exercise. If you're doing legs, do all the legs. Okay, upper body, like just focus on that muscle group and then go to the next. If you haven't seen a client in a while, do a full body workout just to see where they're at. Never lock joints. That's important because sometimes you can stretch, but you don't want to lock. And that goes for the arms or knees. And in most of the exercise, you want to keep your core engaged. That goes for like mostly all of them. So core engaged, something that I do see a lot in my yoga classes are just regular posture. Sometimes the shoulders come in, and this is like when I teach my yoga class. But you also see this when people are at the gym, with the machines or doing dumbbells or working with the kettlebell. Make sure that you also talk about having a long neck and shoulders down, besides the core engaged. Don't do tough exercise at the end of the workouts. Try to do the hardest exercise either at the beginning or in the middle, but don't do them at the end because clients are going to be too tired. Battle ropes are the hardest. So this is just in comparison of like the sled push and pull or all the other like items at the gym. But battle ropes are fun. I like them. And but they're hard. People hate them. So remember, you can do them left and right, or you can do them together, or you can also hold one and just do one if people cannot do both at the same time. But usually you do this for 30 seconds. When doing squats on the boxes, and at the gym of LA Fitness, we have the green box, and then we have a blue box and a red box. You can count the squats that they're doing. You can put a timer and they can do squats for like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute. Even with like doing the step ups. Okay, on shoulder lateral raises, arms, or when arms go forward, make sure that the weight is not as much, because every time the arms are going, you're lifting weight away from the body. It does get tough on the shoulders, so you can go easy on the weight when doing this, or also bending a little bit of the elbows, because if you do the lateral raises with the arms straight, it's going to be tougher. So make sure that you bend a little bit, and even when you're here, do not lock, just to make it easy on the shoulders. That's what I've experimented with myself too. When I do the lateral raises or the front raise, it hurts my shoulders, so I usually don't do more than 15 pounds. But with like biceps, you can do more, but be careful with the lateral or front raises. You do not want to use too much weight, and I say that from experience. Compound movements always should go first to reserve energy. Always do free weight stuff first before machines. So you want to do the hardest, like I said, do the hardest, and just when you're doing compound, you're doing a lot, but when you're doing like individual, like let's say machines for the quads, you're just focusing on one muscle. So you can leave that for later. So you can end with machines, but you can start with the compounds. On a leg seated curl, do push away the front handle. So this is something I learned from one of the trainers. When I usually do that, first of all, I don't like the leg curl. I just feel like the back of my legs, like, I don't know, it just feels weird. So I don't enjoy anything with the hamstrings. I really don't. I love working my quads. It just feels nice, but working the hamstrings is just horrible. But yeah, so when doing the seated leg curl, you can try pushing away the handle. So the trainer taught me this, like push away, and that helped me so much just to feel better doing the curl. And just that will help you stay, go back against the pad, which increases Oh, which just makes it more comfortable. And then increasing the weight will be fine as long as you do push away the front handles, and it just feels better. Like, you should try it. Another trainer taught me that you can also hug the handles. So let's say the handles are right here, you can hug them while you're doing the leg curl. So finding what works best for you, because again, we're all different. In machines, you can do 3 sets, but also work on one arm being isolated. So let's say you're doing this machine, right? You can hold this one and then still do this one. So let's say you can do 12 reps of this one and then do it together, and then again just one arm and then do it together. Okay, but also do everything you do on one arm, you gotta do on the other one. So that's something that you can do, and it is challenging, and it is fun. Like, I learned that from the trainers as well. When doing single, you can use less weight. So let's say if you're just doing one, like, make it less. And if you're doing it together, you can increase the weight. Okay, so that's fun. Like, I'm very excited. I'm gonna be starting to train clients in a week. And God help me, because I wanna be the best trainer I can be and just try to help my clients. Just like, when being a teacher, I try to be the best teacher. When I'm a yoga instructor, try to be the best yoga instructor. Now I'm going to be a personal trainer, and I just pray to God that He helps me and just, like, helps me be the best personal trainer for this client, so that I can really help and doing what I love, because I love fitness. And when it comes to fitness, I also love nutrition. I do have a certification in nutrition, but love nutrition, and I can talk about nutrition forever. So some do push pull legs, others do like hamstrings, quads, pull push, but I want to keep it like full body workout. I want to do push pull and then legs. Okay, on push-ups, elbows close, like when you're doing the push-up, this is the hardest, right? Close to the ribs. This is what I teach when I do my yoga classes, and we do push-ups. I always say keep the elbows in. So, elbows in when doing the push-up. But I've noticed that the trainers, they do it with the elbows out. Clients do the push-ups, and they were just saying that it's easiest. So this is the hardest whenever, they're teaching their clients how to do a push-up, and then this will be the easiest. So hardest, easy. When I do my yoga class, I always have my students do it like this though. So the leg extension and leg curl machines are the only machines are isolated. So they are, just working on the quads, the other one just works on the hamstrings. When doing the leg curl, don't point toes. Make sure you go quick to the bottom and slow up. On the leg curl, you can hug the handles or press away from them. So I already said that. There's a big difference between doing a sumo squat with the torso straight, and there's a big difference if you're doing it with the torso forward. So usually when I was taught sumo squats, or even when I do it at my yoga class, you keep your torso straight and you're doing the sumo squat. But if you keep your torso straight in a sumo squat, you're not really working your glutes, you're just working your legs. But the moment that you drop that torso, let's say you're holding a kettlebell, you drop the torso, then you're working your butt more and legs. So that's something great that I learned today. So it's better to do a sumo squat with the torso leaning forward. If weight is easy when doing 15 reps, the client is ready to change to more weight. It's better to increase reps instead of increasing the weight. Some clients can go up to 18 reps with the same light weight before increasing the weight. Form is so important, better than doing it with more weight. So make sure that the clients know this as well. Like, form is important. You want to know how to do an exercise with good form before you increase the weight. And that way you also prevent injury. And leg extensions, be careful with clients with knee pain or knee problems. You want to make sure that you decrease the weight. And this is even for me, because I like to jog or run, but I jog more than running. And whenever I started doing that, I started having knee pain. And then when I would do the leg extension machine, I would get some knee pain. But then whenever I would lower my weight, I can do it better. So it's better on the leg extension to decrease the weight, and that way you avoid knee problems or even making a knee problem worse. So just make sure that you know that. With new clients, don't go to failure. Get to know them first, their faces, their lifting weight, and their limit. That's important too. RDLs, do not lock the knees, but don't bend them either. So you want to have them like kind of like neutral, like not locked, but don't bend them either. Okay, so that's important. And RDLs also work your lower back. RDLs, there's a lot to think of, you know, like straight back, just here, and just make sure that RDLs should be done not really with beginners. I feel like RDLs, I think I heard this from like a trainer, that RDLs are in a kind of like an advanced movement, so make sure that you do them with people that have already worked out with you for more than a month. All right, if it works only one muscle, don't give it too much break. So if it's an isolated muscle, don't give too much break. And weight training does require more explanation to avoid harm and just to be at the right position or form. If doing multiple muscles, such as the compound exercises, you do need to give more time to rest. Remind them to breathe when doing weight training. All right, push-ups are hard for people with wrist, elbow, or shoulder pain, so be careful. I have wrist pain. Maybe it's because I do a lot of like a lot of yoga positions where are on your hands. So just be careful with that, because you know, it can be annoying, like wrist pain, especially. Like I have wrist pain, I have knee and wrist pain, and it can be very annoying, so be careful. Like I try to wear that band. A step up exercise can be hard for overweight people, unbalanced people, or people with knee problems. And like I already said, it's also hard for people that are short. So be careful with the box. Make sure that you choose the right box for your client. Sit up or curl ups. Be careful with low back problems or neck issues. Something I always remind my students when I teach ab work is that whenever you're here, don't do this, you know? You wanna have, like, just pretend you have a little apple here and you are still with your long neck. You're not doing this. So that's important too, you know, whenever you're doing core work, you're not putting a lot of weight on your head either, that you're doing this. So you don't want to hurt your neck. It's just lightly, it's just to give you some support. So just be careful, you know, with the neck. Like you need to be aware also, if you're doing core work with people that have back issues, just be aware of that. Be careful with squats with people that have knee orthopedic issues, like a knee replacement, you know, just be careful. Always ask how are they feeling. Lunges and squats need to be assisted first, and that's for people that have never done lunges or a squat. You can use the box or you can use the TRX. When doing the pull down machine, you should hold more on the wide area, so don't be here, like hold more here. And it's better to hold with the overgrip. The moment that you switch to the undergrip, you're working more of your biceps. If the weight is too easy, it's okay to progress, but you know, progress slowly. Increase reps, not weight. Hammer curls are way easier than bicep curls. I don't know if that's true for me. Like I feel like they're both the same. Plates can be used for lunges and also to put on the sled. So yeah, like you can do lunges, like let's say 15 lunges on one leg, put it on the sled, push or pull, and then do the other 15 lunges on the other leg, put it back on the sled, push or pull. That's kind of fun to do because, you know, you're not wasting any time. We're using your time wisely. You can use the ropes 3 times. Like let's say, you know, ropes for 30 seconds, take a break. Ropes for 30 seconds, take a break. Ropes for 30 seconds, take a break. You can also do with the sled, you know, push, take a break, pull, take a break, push, take a break, pull, take a break. When you're doing the pushing of the sled, make sure your heels are off. So people new to squats can do 1 minute on the box to get good at them. So squats are very important, but most of them cannot do it. So yeah, make sure that at least, you know, they learn how to do the squat correctly before moving on to squat without any support. On RDLs, yeah, it's better to do them with dumbbells, but start with a kettlebell. Keep knees slightly bent. Some people like the barbell more when doing RDLs. When doing the sled push, make sure that you're pushing with the ball of the foot. Make sure that your heels are lifted. I feel like there's so much information. Yeah, so right now I'm done. I still have more, but I'll put it in the next video.